Good evening, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Reactionary Blues podcast. I'm your host today, Opera, joined by Omar and Feyi. This episode is powered by FootsApp, which is a footballing app used to help track your availability and to track players' scores when you do five-a-side. The link in the description below. But guys, we've just come back from watching Chelsea v Liverpool at the pub. I don't think they'll let us back in again, guys. I can't lie. I don't know whose fault that is, on mine or face.
I think it's more you. You were scaring them. You're saying, you're screaming, he's talking now.
Okay, but why was I scaring them? What about me scares them? I'm a nice person, no?
You were screaming, you were aggressive, you were threats.
So blackmail is automatically aggressive. Wow. 2024, we're doing this. We're doing stereotypes. That's cool. Everyone knows me. I'm nice. But yeah, guys, didn't pan out the way we wanted. But before we go into all of that, lineups, guys, because I think I said on the story that I wasn't too sure how it's out. But Omar, when you saw the lineup, were you happy?
Well, for me, it was more a case of I was surprised to see him take a risk on throwing Lavia and James in the deep end. I understand for tactical reasons, Lavia suited the game. I wasn't really happy with Gusto on the left. We'll get onto him a bit later on. But overall, I wasn't mad. I was a bit surprised. And I think you hit the nail on the head in the Reactionary Blues story, your pre-match comments about the game not suiting Enzo. So from that perspective, I understand using Lavia. And I think you've done really well, to be fair. But yeah, you didn't say it. I know you told me afterwards, but needing pace, especially on the left, would have done us so nicely. Whether that had been Neto, whether that had been Mudryk.
I don't know why Mudryk wasn't on the bench at all. He wasn't even.
He has to be injured.
Yeah, it must be an injury because
there's no reason Drizzy Hall's on the bench.
Yeah, but yeah, I just think I was surprised to see Lavia start, but RJ coming in, like Feyi, obviously that's your favorite player. Like how do you feel like? How do you think he would have like played, and how do you think he fared? Because it was a big decision.
I feel like playing him. Like my reaction, I won't lie, I was happy because Gusto's been stinking.
Why are you lying?
No, I'm being serious. I was like, cool, I didn't expect it, but that gave me like more of a confidence going into the game, seeing him there. I won't lie, and he did well. I don't have any complaints about him. He did his thing.
He held it down.
Yeah.
Gusto, when you get Gusto. Gusto. Cooks, bro. Do you know what pisses me off here? Nah, I'm starting, man. Do you know what pisses me off about him? And I've been saying it for so long. His crossing, oh my, it's so overrated. Like, I like Gusto, don't get me wrong. He's a good player. But I feel like sometimes his crossing, he don't aim. He don't look up when he just tries to hit areas.
Oh, my dude, let me do the script. He just went on Gusto straight away. Bro. But yeah, okay, so obviously we get there first half, like, I feel like we started quite shaky, just...
So did they though.
I know, but for us, I'm just more looking at us because Liverpool are more experienced. Like, this is a big challenge since City, it was a big challenge for us, and like there was sloppy ball possession, weren't really playing out effectively. Guys, what would you think was up? Like, was it nerves, or do you think? Yeah, what was it?
Yeah, Anfield got to them, man. Because if you look at our defence, no one except we'll get again onto him a bit later on. Badiashile when he came on, no one had a good game.
Yeah.
We look at, okay, maybe James to an extent, but I wouldn't say it was good, but it was just decent. Colwill just looked nervous. Tosin looked nervous. Gusto looked nervous. Like, Sanchez looked nervous. I don't know if it's the Anfield tax, but
it might be.
I don't know, man. They look scared. And the thing is as well, it's not like we didn't have enough like defensive minded players on the pitch, because even Caicedo and Lavia were helping out in defence. But I don't know, man. We just look like Liverpool cut us open, and a fair play to like Curtis Jones, for example. He did well. Salah did well. They really opened us up. We'll get onto attack as well. And I know there's so much to get onto, but like just defensively, we just look so off it. Yeah, we have been for a while as well.
Yeah, I feel like this game probably showed me how bad defensively we are in terms of certain actions, and it just seems to be transitional defending. Obviously, due to the injuries, there were certain players that couldn't play. So like, I think suspension. Sorry. So I feel like Cucurella, Fofana, they both could have helped out today because of how quickly they counter press. But you saw today, I like Tosin, but it wasn't the best game from him today. Colwill was backtracking a lot as well. Like, he did really not the greatest game for him today. James, probably the best defender up until that last moment. before he gets subbed off. But defensively, I don't think anyone really put themselves in glory. But midfield wise, though, good.
Held it down.
Yeah, I think
I want to see that moving forwards. Them two.
every game or certain games.
Obviously, load management, but in the Premier League, I want to see Caicedo and Lavia.
So what was it that?
Even against low blocks.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay, maybe Enzo for the low blocks.
I think but who do you take out, guys? Because I think you have to take. I mean, who do you keep in throughout?
Caicedo needs to be the permanent.
The funny thing is, I think the guy who needs to stick would probably be Lavia because he can actually sit. Because Enzo can't sit.
Caicedo has to sit.
I know Caicedo has to start, but Enzo can't really sit. So that's my only issue there.
But that's what we're saying though. Against low blocks, you would use Enzo because the other team are sitting. So Enzo won't need to have as much defensive responsibilities.
Yeah, true.
So from that perspective, against low blocks, Enzo. Yeah. Every other game, Lavia and Caicedo for me. Yeah.
But that first half was just kind of weird because like we didn't start well for 20 minutes, but they didn't really do much. And then we start dominating the game. And then the first contentious moment was the Tosin challenge, wasn't it?
No, it was Colwill.
Which one?
First penalty shot.
No, I don't think that was a penalty. I'm talking about like the big moments. I think the Tosin one where he gets when he fouls Jota.
Yeah, and he like kind of injured him.
Oh.
So guys, do you think that was a yellow card or do you think it was?
Yeah, 100 was stupid.
No, but I'm saying after red or yellow. Red or yellow. That's what I mean.
I can understand the red after the Arsenal result, after the Saliba red. I can understand.
Hey, listen.
It was different. It was different in the fact where Colwill could have got there. Colwill never would have got there though. That's the thing. Colwill never would have got there. So if he gave it as a red card, I'd be like, do you know what, fair play.
Listen, I'm gonna say this right now. I don't care what Arsenal fans say. That wasn't a red card, fam.
No, but
I don't care. It was not a red card.
Purposes, I'm saying I would understand.
No,
like if he gave a red, I'd be like, you know, fair enough.
I know. But I was just seeing loads of crying on the timeline. I was just like, Tosin wasn't last man. Cole was clearly there. The situations, they're not that similar. Yeah. I get what they mean in terms of, like, listen, Evan Olsen, if he got the ball, was through. Actually through.
Yeah, what's his name? White was not
going to catch there. Raya was backtracking. Colwill was right there. So, I think some people say red, some people say yellow. Me personally, I'm saying yellow. Because 5 seconds later or 5 minutes later, Sancho's incident. And I think... Looking back on it, I think that's a penalty.
I said it there,
and I don't complain about refereeing a lot, but I think that there's a penalty.
It was 100% a penalty, and the fact that VAR didn't even look at it. Sancho, what's his name? Sancho was rolling on the floor and they didn't even look at it. Goes to show you.
Omar, you said something interesting in the pub. Like you're like it may have been Anfield tax or the fact that he didn't give the penalty beforehand.
Yeah, I think it was the game state. I think if that incident happened in an isolated situation where Liverpool didn't have a penalty shout earlier, then I think we would have got it. Obviously, there is Anfield tax. You're not going to get decisions like that. Stadiums like Anfield, same like Old Trafford, you're not going to get decisions go your way. But because of the situation that happened 5 minutes up the pitch where Colwill sort of... I know he didn't really touch Salah, but Salah sort of made a meal out of it. Ref said play on. Because of that, to go up the other end and then give a penalty to Chelsea, I think the game state made him not want to do it. Not just him, even the VAR team. It is bad, and I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm saying I think that was the rationale behind it, because even looking at the second penalty shout that Liverpool had, which obviously they got, I thought that was even less of a penalty than the first and even the third situations. But because the referee, I think, also didn't give the penalty to Liverpool before, I think he wanted to just like make amends, give him that penalty, and then obviously the third situation came about. I don't know. I just think the ref has just he had a shit game, man. He couldn't control it.
Yeah, I think it just got to him. But like, I just feel like you said, it got to the ref, but I did think it got to the players at times because I think Cole has been really good this season, but today was a bit shaky. Like he had some good moments, but he had a lot of bad moments in terms of his passing, the rash tackle. Obviously, like you said, the penalty. I understand it's one of those weird ones where you go to clear it, but their player gets in the way, so it's not really a foul, but it's just so rash. And
it was wrong side.
Yeah,
like the ref was always gonna give it. Do you know what I mean? You just have to not even before that. There was a point where he handballed it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He just wasn't good today, man.
Yeah, I feel like it's just unfortunate because we had more possession than I thought we would at Anfield personally. Do you think that was a ploy from Slot, because I think a lot of people have been saying that he just let us have the ball, and I think I kind of got those vibes because in transition we were getting destroyed.
Yeah, 100%. I think one thing that impressed me about Slot was actually the way he set up Liverpool.
Yeah.
I know they've been quite consistent with how they've set up, but I've actually been really impressed by him tactically as well. And I know a few people have said that he outclassed Maresca from a tactical perspective. I didn't feel like he did to a large extent, but I can understand because the way he set up, I'm not gonna lie, he done well. Fair enough. I can't even hate on the guy. He done well. To the way he set up Liverpool, both defensively and from an attacking perspective.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest issue is that I felt our midfield would dominate theirs, but like some people say in the chat, there was no real midfield battle. He just closed off the middle. There were spaces out wide, and
He exploited that as well.
And Maresca did exploit that with Noni. Noni exploited his side. Jadon Sancho, oye. I swear to God, like this is why I didn't want him, but that's his worst performance for us so far in general. Like that's
really. I feel like we said that last game. Like we literally who did we play last game?
Forest.
Yeah, he's just like, God, man. He really, like, when you look at the Forest game and you look at today, it's like both times you're not taking on your man. Do something. You have the ball. You have the space. Trent is not going to do anything. Take him on all the time. He gets into a good position, passes back. Like there was a chance today where he could have shot. He could have tested the keeper. He didn't do none of that. So it's just jarring, man. Like we've signed him. We signed him. That's it.
Yeah, like I was gonna say on the RB account, I was just like, as good as Sancho's been, it's just these types of games I just didn't think would suit him because, and to be fair, Maresca was practicing because you saw the difference when Noni gets the ball, he's doubled up immediately because they know what he can do. When Sancho got the ball, they sort of said, they're like, what are you gonna do with it? And like even when he was creating those angles to shoot, he wasn't shooting. He was just trying to shoot.
He never shoots. There's something about a winger that doesn't like to dribble and doesn't like to shoot that I just can't stand, man. Like, do you know what? I was also on the fence or the side of the fence when we first signed him. Like, didn't really see it, but then when he started to play, I was like, okay, he suits the system well. The way he recycles possession, the way he always looks to assist. Like, we need that bit of like creativity. But seeing how he's been these past few games, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's looking long, man. Like again, left wing spots up for grabs, and I think this is actually a perfect opportunity for Mudryk to work his way back into the team.
Yeah,
but then look at Neto. Look at the way he was playing today.
Oh yeah,
this is the thing. It's like even with the Enzo situation today, where people are like, I saw someone say like he's 120 mil. Why can't he start in these type of games? I'm like, listen, certain games require certain players. Sancho's been good. I don't think this type of game suited him. Someone like Neto would have suited him. But when we play deeper blocks, you see the benefit of having a Sancho.
No, Forest, you didn't do anything.
But all in all, that first half was quite of an non-entity attacking wise from us. I felt we didn't play bad, but I felt we were really toothless.
We had like two moments. That one where Noni passed to Palmer and then Curtis Jones did that.
Okay.
2 good blocks.
And then
at the end, Palmer where he...
yeah, we'll speak on Palmer because the say was saying great, but yeah, I think the second penalty, which was called off, Bob Sanchez, man, he won't kill me,
man.
Initially, do you guys think it was a pen?
Yeah, I was like, the ball went under him. What the fuck?
Fucking idiot.
Like, again, this guy.
He got lucky.
Oh God, I don't know, man. Like, I'm surprised Maresca's like still persisting with him because this season he's had stinkers. And I don't want no apology saying, I'm sorry guys, because it's like...
I know black and I'm joking.
No, because it's like, how many times are you going to apologise? Do your job. Things like that, you know, you want your keeper to do their job. Like, obviously we're going to talk about Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones' chance, his touch was bad. He could have claimed the ball.
Do you not think that had like we said in the pub, do you not think it had an effect on him? The fact
I don't care, you need to take that out of your mind.
Yeah. And not just that, but... we were talking before the game. I was like, you know what? Sanchez, just don't do anything stupid today. And do you know what's funny? Do you remember that pass? I think Reece James passed it back to him, yeah? He took it on his left foot, trying to pass it back to Reece James. And obviously he got intercepted. He got away with it. And I thought to myself, listen, don't do nothing stupid right now because you're at Anfield. Obviously there's a lot of influence from the crowd that can get into your head. I don't know if it is the Anfield tax or not, but
Bro, he
Thought to
didn't
myself,
look.
This guy's stupid.
He
didn't look
didn't.
good.
He didn't look once. That's what pissed me off. I was like, and you notice it with all the times where he's passed it to the opposition. He's not looking. He's just passing it, and that doesn't help us in any way, shape, or form. And again, it's like in these type of big games, you need your goalkeepers and your defense to sort of be calm because it's a hostile environment. Like once things start swinging Liverpool's way, you know the fans are going to be up. You know Liverpool are going to be up, so you need to be calm under pressure. And I feel like no one, bar maybe James up until the mistake in that defensive unit, impressed me today. The midfield is good.
Yeah, what mistake?
He kept Jones on side. Like it was just a mishap.
Really?
It was a mishap because he tries to play him off, but he's well on. But he was coming in from deep, so he should have just tracked the run better. But yeah, going into the second half, like obviously Maresca's proactive, brings on Neto, and Jackson scores. Like
No, you need to take this section now.
listen, guys. Like this is how you have to have faith in God and believe because no, it's true. You're not laughing, but this is why you have to believe because first of all, Omar, like you said, when he ran through and it was offside, I was like, oh, he's probably off. But he was on, so the timing of the run was perfect. Everything around was perfect. And even the shot, like, because he didn't celebrate, I was like, oh, he probably kicked it behind the goal.
I thought he kicked
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think you know what
I was like, this guy's kicked it behind the goal, but he's actually scored, and I'm like, damn. And like, it just shows the improvement in his game. Obviously, he's not the perfect striker because as much as I like him, I feel like today is where you need someone, a bully in the box that can at least compete with Van Dijk and Konate early because so many times you could cross it and he wasn't really doing much. But it was a well-taken goal and hopefully he can just keep on in the same vein of form. Like, well, that's 5 goals in 8 matches? Or 7? So it's not terrible. And like, I said my target for him was 17, so if he can get that, then...
Ooh, 17.
He got 14 last season.
Fairs.
And look at the misses he was missing. Like, he had some egregious misses. But again, this is the thing. We get ourselves back into the game really well. We let ourselves down.
Yeah, how did they even tell me, how did that goal come about?
Who crossed it in? Was it Szoboszlai or Salah?
Salah, but I don't even know, like, was they sleeping? Because it was just so quick.
Yeah, no one tracked the run, to be honest.
Yeah.
No one tracked the run.
And that's the thing. I feel like no tracking of the run. And I think Jones did that like how many times as well?
Yeah,
that was the third time I think he'd come into the box in that scenario and then he scores. And like we said before with Sanchez, he needs to dive on that.
Yeah.
He needs better box presence, man. Sometimes he seems too timid. Like, control the box. It took until his Curtis Jones' shit touch for him to realise, come forward a little bit, and even then he's not trying to dump. Like, you should be more intimidating in that position. Put him off.
I feel like you should smother the ball because if Jones makes any contact, you're more likely
So
it's
you're
a
going
foul.
to get a foul.
Because like you said, the touch was really, really, really
This
bad.
is where IQ comes in. This is what he lacks, bruv. He doesn't think sometimes. And
No, it doesn't.
And I feel like from the rest of that, we just didn't really create much. I don't think any of our attacking players, bar maybe Neto.
We played a little bit.
It was a little, but like we had spells of possession. We got into the right areas, but there's just no final killer ball because they were just blocked off the middle of the pitch so well. And I just feel like we just didn't have enough, really and truly. Like, we'll get on to him, but I don't think Palmer was good today at all, guys.
Do you know?
I know Feyi has been rating for this, so this is you.
No, I haven't been waiting for it. My thing is, yeah, I can't remember what game I said it for. I don't know if I said on this pod or not, but I was like, Man City, he didn't play well.
Yeah, fair.
And he should have got taken off. And I'm trying to think, maybe...
West Ham, he didn't play well until he got the goal.
Yeah, like, there's been a few games this season where he hasn't played well. And he's played the full 90. Today, he didn't play well. He played the full 90. Maresca can't be a coward in these situations because there were better options. You could have played Nkunku in the middle.
Yeah.
That would have changed things as well. Do you know what I mean? Palmer didn't play well at all. And it's a detriment to the team when you don't take him off, when you're showing that, you know, technically he's above the team. If that's what you're showing. Like, yeah, he's won all these trophies, but still Chelsea, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Even when we was watching the game, like, especially towards the latter end of the match, we were even saying as well, if you look at the way Liverpool set up, there were so many areas of pockets that we could have at least like punched the ball into, break the line. That's where people like Felix would have come in. Obviously, Nkunku, if he was central, could occupy those spaces. Yes, Palmer does, but the problem is that you've now put Nkunku on the left, again a pocket player, out wide, obviously didn't do well. You've now switched Neto on the other side when he was cooking on the left, and it's just like, I don't know, man, he did trying to use Enzo in that position. Yeah, he can fill it in, but you know, someone like Felix could have occupied that space. Someone like Nkunku centrally could have occupied that space, which is where I think we could have had a better opportunity to at least try to break them down.
Because if we weren't going to go... Because the thing is, it's like, Liverpool were just like, we'll let you have out wide because we know our centre-backs can deal with anything. So if we're going to have to go through the middle, like you guys said, and we even said in the pub, you need your pocket players. Like, I would have brought on Felix earlier. I mean, I would have brought on Felix instead, maybe than Nkunku. I get Nkunku can get you a goal, but if he's not centrally... he's not going to do much, and that's the thing why he doesn't start. Because all in all, I don't think we were bad for compared to how we played last year at Anfield. I know obviously it's a different coach and everything for them, but I don't think we played terribly at all. We didn't look overawed for the large part of it, but it's just there's just
moments.
Yeah, exactly. There's just a level in where we are and where they are in their development. Like,
but then again, we've said how inexperienced this team is, and to be fair, it's also inexperienced a bit from the manager as well. Like, it's a bit naive where, again, if I'm going to take it back to, like, let's say Liverpool's right back, they had Trent and then they had Joe Gomez, two defenders who are, I don't want to say easy to get at, but they could have got at, basically. Someone like Joe Gomez, where he's a bit stiff sometimes to turn, bringing in, you started Sancho, a ball to feet winger.
Yeah.
You saw it didn't work. You put Neto on there, it worked, who's a running behind winger. You bring Nkunku, a ball to feet winger or attacker, and you saw that it didn't work with Sancho. Trying to make that work again, I just thought it was just a bit naive. Like, okay, if you took Madueke off, fine, shift Palmer to the right, Nkunku in the middle, and then leave Neto on the left. But again, like I said, I wouldn't have been mad if it was Felix or Nkunku in the middle, because players like Felix, I feel like we also brought him because he helped trying to break down low blocks. There, Liverpool, towards the end of the game, had some form of a low block defensively.
Yeah.
I know they were trying to catch us on transition, but they had some form of a low block defensively. And that's where, like I said, these pocket plays would have excelled in. But I just feel like it may be a bit of naivety from Maresca, which maybe we'll learn from it. But we've now got a tough run of games, and even a draw here could have at least, I think, raised the spirits a little bit. But
like, I would have wanted a draw here, like, and we definitely could have got it. Like, with the chances towards the end, we definitely could have got it. And I think,
which was the one that was peak for you?
I'm not gonna lie, Nkunku should have threw himself at that ball, man. He should have fucking threw himself at that ball, bro.
You should have died for Africa, man. You should have died for Africa. Because I was watching, I was like, bro, if you have to pivot your body, just do it.
Like Neto, well done, because that cameo was amazing. Do you know what I mean? That ball into the box, amazing. And then Renato Vega, like, he just headed it. He just headed the ball. He didn't even direct it. He didn't even... Jesus Christ, man. And then Palmer as well. I'm sorry, like...
he should have done well, man.
He could have passed it to Madueke, or he could have shot first time. He didn't. And I was
hesitated.
Oh, God, man.
Even that Palmer chance in the first half where he curled it, I thought that went in, man.
Yeah, that was really
I was
good.
waiting for that to hit the back of the net.
Yeah. I think today just shows that we still, as well as we're playing right now, we still just got a long way to go, unfortunately. It's just moments. It's literally just moments, because, Liverpool had us in transition, but they were still messing up as well.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Like, it's not like they killed us in transition per se, but they had their moments and they took them really and truly. Because even if you look at when they got the pen, we were in the ascendancy. Do you get it? But obviously, the first goals in these big matches, they're so telling and they're so important. And because they got it, they just allowed them to do their game plan to perfection, which I think they did well. Like, fortunately, that's just it, really.
It came from the experience. People like Salah.
He was hooping, fucking hell, man.
Fair play. Like, you can see it, the difference, where I know these young players will hopefully develop that experience, but I think, to me, that was, like, I don't think tactics was the difference. Like, I think it was genuinely partly ability, but partly experience. I feel like that was the difference between the two teams at the end of the day, and it showed, to be fair.
Everyone seems so down, man. Come on, guys.
You know,
I'm not going to be happy after that, man.
Because we could have got something from the game. Like, I didn't expect us to win.
Yeah.
But, like, we could have got a draw. Do you know what I mean? And they didn't take us for mugs in it, so that's a positive. Like, we can...
True.
We played, like, they had, like, one of the best defence in the league.
Yeah.
The best.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
And...
Are they going to beat that record?
They could.
Listen.
I'm not worried about it.
Is it 2 or 3?
They've got 3, but Feyi, listen, grow up, man.
You never know,
Arsenal I was
man.
more worried about than this Liverpool defense.
They're not going to beat that record.
Liverpool, I'm not worried about that.
Who's gonna? You never know. Things happen in football, innit? But my thing is like, there's positives to take from the game. Positives
Yeah,
that
I hear that.
we created. We could have. You know what I mean?
I think that's all you want, and you just have to compare it to when we played them last year away from home, where we absolutely got mauled. Like they had like 30 plus shots. We only had
Poch
4.
was a coward during that game, though.
Listen, I tell people his in away matches, his setup was terrible, but they were telling me that second half of the season he balled out. It's like, fam, trust me, that guy's a coward. But like, yeah, it's just frustrating because it's like this is a big test. I don't think we failed it, but I feel like we could have done more in certain aspects.
Yeah, but it
Fair, we
showed us-
failed it, man.
No, it showed us.
No, we
where
failed
we're
it.
at.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
Like we're not. We're behind Liverpool.
Of
but
course,
we're not
yeah.
like it's not major. Like
Yeah.
the gap is not
I hear that.
too bad. you know what I
Like,
mean?
for example, I feel like we're ahead of Aston Villa, ahead of Tottenham, ahead of obviously United. We just look like literally the 4th best team in the country.
yeah. That's probably that sums up well because if you look at the numbers of mistakes we're making, like Colwill, Tosin today, Sanchez, loads and loads of mistakes, and look how many Liverpool players made a mistake today
Minimal.
they made some mistakes though.
compared to us though. Like, I'm just thinking like Trent, everyone gets onto his defending apart from that penalty, which wasn't a penalty. He didn't do anything poor. Kanate and Van Dijk were imperious by one element. I thought Curtin Jones was amazing today.
Yeah, he was. He was. Jackson shouldn't have scored, and he scored. So what was that down
I'm
to?
so proud of Jackson.
What was that down to?
He kept his run
I
on.
mean,
He
he
kept
did
his run.
really
No
well.
offsides again today.
Yeah. Nah, hey Jackson, well done, man. Like, because even in front of goal, I thought Kelly was saving that.
I thought it went out.
Yeah, same. I thought I hit the backboard.
Yeah.
I didn't even celebrate. I thought I saw the ball rolling out of the net. I thought, how did I get there?
That copium.
assist.
That copium.
Yeah, Caicedo balled out, man of the match for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did well.
Balled out.
No, Caicedo and Lavia were really good, and I think they may as well just go to player performances like, and start with the positives. Lavia turns on the sixpence, and you can see why
Love the half turns.
like why he has to start most of our games
So
because
secure.
it's a cheat code to have a midfielder that's that persistent and progressive. Like,
And durable. He had a few instances where he could have got injured, but he sort of like just carried on. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, that's what I was really impressed with because I like all last summer or the summer before I was like, have to get Caicedo and Lavia, and there's just you can just see it why now because both of them were absolutely fantastic. Like from Lavia, from his build up of the back, his press resistance to Caicedo winning his duels, his ability to play further. Like that's what I was saying. Like Caicedo can play further forward. You saw it with the pass.
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
It's not like when we had Kante where like he was kind of clueless in the final third. Caicedo knows to an extent. Like he doesn't look out of place. He's not a De Bruyne, but he can more than like hold his own. What is that? His second assist this year or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, might be.
Because I think he assisted someone.
He did. I can't remember who, and it was a
Could've been
similar.
Jackson.
Yeah, it was Jackson.
Similar. Was it against
Connection.
Brighton? It was against Brighton.
You know, I mean, right and still.
It was West Ham.
Oh, West Ham. Yeah.
So,
He did his thing, man.
so those two were
He's making some
imperious
delicious
today.
passes.
Like they were really imperious and like, listen, Enzo, he's a good player, but these type of matches, I know who I prefer to see.
He wasn't bad, but I understand like not starting him.
But it was too much switching of the like.
Yeah, he
switch.
overdoes that every time trying to switch. Like we get it, man. You can cross the pitch with the ball, but
Yeah, like Feyi, I know we've already touched on it, but you have always wanted to go on Palmer, but like,
I like Palmer. I don't know where this is coming from.
nah, I saw that tweet in the Chelsea thing. It's like Palmer goes sesh.
That wasn't me. I was talking about Colwill. I said Colwill stinking and Gvardiol's scoring bangers. That's what I said.
Let the white man go.
Hey,
Let
he
the
did
white
well
man
in
go.
it. He did well. Standards. But yeah, Palmer. Nah, man, he stunk today. He like was really, really bad. Nothing was coming off of him. Like that chance. I'm just thinking of like pass him Madueke or hit it first time. He took 10 million seconds on that fucking ball. Blocked chance. Do you know what I mean? Space gone, chance gone. And he was shit. He was losing the ball and
that wasn't even the first one. Remember, he had a shot blocked by Curtis Jones in the first half as well.
even that. I feel like you need to do something with that. Just let me down, man.
These past few weeks, I know he's been getting a lot of awards, and I said it earlier where I'm not sure if it's slightly getting to his head a little bit because, again, I don't know if you guys watched the England games, but both matches he was shocking. He was literally stinking the place. And you can see nothing was working. He was trying to do the through balls, wasn't working. Like, his shots weren't going off. And you can see, like, maybe he's sort of starting to overthink. Because before, Palmer would work on instinct. where I don't want to play the card where like it's a bit stupid, but as in like he works on instincts, bro. Like he doesn't think, just do the first pass, see, use your instinct, and that's where the talent is. Maybe now he's actually starting to try and like, you know, think about the pass. Maybe that's why it took too long to take the shot, because he's thinking about, should I pass? Like he's taking too long, and he just needs to go back to using his instincts. But
yeah, I just feel like today he was just dropping in too deep as well. Like at times.
yeah, but he's been doing that. Another match he's been doing. It's just because it didn't work today. You notice it more.
No, but even when he was doing it, I was just like, at times, I don't know, man.
It's too deep, man.
But unfortunately for me, it's just like, you know how football fans are, like, oh, Palmer didn't turn up in a big game, right?
But he didn't.
I know, but like people are gonna try and act like it's a recurring thing, and it's not.
Yeah,
it's not. Against Liverpool, he hasn't done well, but again, it's only 2 games. Every other top 6 side, they've felt it from him.
But you know, they did ask him before the game. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, I saw that.
They asked him. There's 2 teams you haven't scored against, and one of them was Liverpool as well.
Yeah, but he's played them at Anfield. When we come to the bridge, don't worry, got them. Listen, Anfield's a tough place. It's a tough place to go, man.
Yeah, but we could have got some.
Yeah.
But yeah, like going through player performance, I think we touched on Sanchez, but Omar wanted to go on this at the start, so he may as well go Gusto.
Gusto, man. Oh, I like the guy. And the thing about Gusto, do you know what I like about him? Is that there's almost minimal drop-off in quality with Reece James. Like, he can fill in fine, but it shows why he's still a bit naive. He's still a bit young. He still needs a lot more maturity. Yeah, he's like 20. So he's still a bit young. He's got a bit of time to develop. But I'm not going to lie to you, this season, I have not seen one, like, amazing performance from him.
Sorry, I'm laughing. Someone tweeted, oh, Baddy Shile randomly remembered how to play football in a cameo at Anfield. That is so true.
Bro, he stunk against Jen. Yeah. Today he wants to turn up.
Nah, man. Don't reel me back in. Cause don't reel me back in. Because I was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah,
fuck him.
yeah.
But yeah, back to Gusto. Yeah, he was terrible. He was fucking...
He was so bad. And it's like 2 different people, because when you look at his the first season, played so well. I was like, fuck Reece James. We got Gusto. This season, I don't think he's had a good game.
I was going to say, has he had an assist this season?
Done nothing. He's done nothing.
The thing is, defensively, bar today, he's actually...
No, it's not
No,
defensively.
he's been good.
All right.
Yeah, but going forward...
right.
But yeah.
There's been a few games where Gusto, what the hell is that?
Do you know what I've noticed about Gusto? His one-on-ones, he usually lets the attacker cut in. He always wants to show the attacker down line. Fine, but look at the game state, for example. There's going to be wingers, maybe, I don't know if he doesn't do his research or he doesn't remember his research, but there's certain wingers, like when Diaz came on, there's certain wingers who like to cut inside. And Diaz is one, and he's always been one to cut inside.
He always gets done on the back post.
Oh, don't get me started on that. Gusto sleeps when it comes to marking at the back post. Today, there wasn't too much of it showing, but that's another thing which people pick up on. At the back post, he sleeps every single time, and he doesn't win duels aerially. So you need to be switched on.
That's true.
If you're not good in the air, at least have the right position, hold up the right position, or like, you know, somehow try to intercept the cross, for example. But
yeah, I just feel like for me, the reason why I'm annoyed at him is because his use of the ball is what's pissing me off. Like it's really bad. Like
on the ball, he's been
that's what's it's been really bad, because like even in the first half, like. There's one opportunity where he crosses it with your left foot. I'm like, first of all, you're not left-footed. Second of all, they've stood off you. So actually try and take a touch
literally,
and see if you want to shoot, or maybe more accurately play it to the back post.
Or use your stronger foot.
Yeah, do you get it? But he's just saying, fuck it, someone's there. No one's there. So it's just really frustrating to see, because like people are saying that, oh, what's it called? We don't really need James because Gusto's there. But listen, he's not doing well enough, because I remember at the start of the season, people were like, oh, let's play Gusto left back. Let's play James right back. But you could see today that like Cucurella, who everyone criticises, you would have won him today.
Yeah.
You actually would have won him today.
But then again, I don't know, because even Cucurella, the thing about him is,
would have got a yellow card.
Yeah, true. I was gonna say aerial duels he's not that great at, and obviously that's Liverpool's strength. I know they didn't show it in this game per se, but obviously Cucurella still would have probably been some improvement. I don't want to see Gusto again on the left. The thing is, I don't want to make this like singling out Gusto, because he wasn't the worst player, and he's only 20. He's got a lot to learn.
I think that's
and I want to give him patience. I want to give him time. You know, I think with us, what we're doing is, because we saw how well he done last season, he set the bar high.
That's true.
So it's like, you set the bar high, you now need to maintain that or improve.
Yeah.
And because it's been a bit lower than what it was last season. Like, for example, if he came last season with these performances, we'll just be like, he's all right, he's solid, he's decent. But because he set the bar high, we're saying, you're not at your best. We've seen you much better. So that's why, like, I'll still give him time, because we've seen at least glimpses from him. More than glimpses, actually, from last season. So it's just about maintaining it. And obviously, left back isn't his favoured position. I can give him a bit of leeway, but I can't fully, like, absolve him of any blame, because there were times where he should have been a lot more smarter about, again, how he's more so on the ball. I was more like having frustrations about, and I feel like something on the ball is where, you know, even if you're a left back, you should know how to cross a ball.
That's true. Yeah, it's just like we said, it's just the use of the ball, man. Like, it's just been really poor, because last season you saw 9 assists, whatever he got. Like, and they were weighted as well. Like, it's not just like swing and hopes. It was actually like, I've got a man I'm seeing, let me play it to him. But this year he's just not been at his best.
Maybe he's playing on injections or something. No, but something is like...
Any way to blame Reece James?
No, because I'm saying, like, he's had to play. Like, he's got injured a few times and he's had to play. And it's like, something is not right. Because the drop-off is insane.
For me, do you know what? Well, my first thoughts initially with Gusto is that if you notice on the porch, towards the latter end of the season, obviously we had Colwill inverting, but we allowed him freedom to go forwards. Under Maresca, he doesn't really... Like, he allows some overlapping runs, but in general, he wants our fullbacks to invert, and that's when maybe you might not see the best of him, but still, when he does get in the attacking positions, and he's not... He's just trying to hit and hope, trying to hit areas. That's where I get frustrated at.
Smashes the ball anyway.
Flipping
always into row Z.
Yeah, but I don't think he was the worst. I think...
Nah, he won, and I don't want to single him out for that.
Yeah, I feel like moving along to... You know you don't like him, relax.
No, but he, like...
I was going to...
Who are you talking about?
The worst player.
Oh, Sanchez.
Sanchez?
I'm saying Sanchez, man.
Because I was going to move on to Tosin. Like, I like Tosin.
Oh, okay, fair.
I like Tosin.
Okay,
I think he's
okay.
a good backup CB, but I think this is the issue with the injury with Fofana. I mean, the suspension of Fofana. And this is why Fofana and Colwill work well, because you can't have two guys stepping off, man.
Yeah, I hear that.
You can't have two guys stepping off. Like,
Yeah.
there was so many times where a Liverpool guy could just turn quickly because he knows Tosin's going to backpedal. He knows Colwill's going to backpedal. And it's just like, he had a good one. He had a good moment with the offside. That was really good play. But bar that, like, I don't think his passing out the back was good.
No, it wasn't.
Right, even though I don't think it was a red card, I think he could definitely have got a red card in that instance with the one on Jota. And again with the goal, just the offside line was terrible. Just all in all, it just wasn't a good performance from him and Colwill at all.
Man.
They
And
proper.
I was calling for him as well. That's what he does.
Same. I was bigging him up as well. Like, I thought, you know what? I was more annoyed about Cucurella being suspended. For Fofana, I was like, you know what? I'm confident in Tosin. I'm confident in Tosin to replace Fofana at least for one game. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, again, there were glimpses where he done well. Like, do you remember where he stepped off? Or he didn't step off, but as in, like, he held the line.
Yeah, the offside.
And he done well. And I thought, okay, really good. But then there was other times I thought, I don't know, man.
Yeah. He didn't play well at all today.
It's just unfortunate because, like, this is why I think next summer we have to get an aggressive centre back, because you can't just have Fofana as your only one. Because it's just too easy. If you want to stop transitions, you have to get at them straight away. You can't just be blocking off. You see Konate today, every time, boom, boom, straight away. But we had two centre backs that were dropping off and it wasn't great. And I've praised Cole a lot this season. I think he's had a really good season, but today was poor. Like, I know we've said it before, but
He was just so naive.
So naive.
like, the use of the ball was poor. I think he was too, like, did he get a yellow card against Salah? Was that someone else?
Nah, he didn't.
I think it was Gusto. But, like, I think at times it was going a bit too tight to Salah. I feel like at times you just come off a bit. Like, I don't know. I just wasn't really impressed.
It was like, I think it was the goal. No, was it the penalty? It could have been the penalty where it was like...
Penalty was when
He fell on
Reece
the
James
floor.
had two. No, that was the first penalty shout.
Oh,
so
yeah.
even that as well, I remember thinking that was so stupid. Like, you
get
know,
out, what are you
it's a
doing?
one-on-one, and obviously you're a bit exposed in defence. Don't fall to the floor, because if there's a chance that Salah gets the ball off you, you're on the floor. It now looks even worse. And then obviously Cole had to try to regain his position, and then that's why, like, he was trying to push Salah, and then, you know, you give the ref a 50-50 decision to make. Obviously in that case, we got let off, but yeah, bit poor from
Very
him.
naive.
I don't know if he wasn't talking to to James as much because was it James? There was one who. Oh no, actually no, that might have been Tosin. Actually, I was gonna say for their actual penalty. No, sorry, for the third penalty shot where Sanchez saved it. Reece James had 2 guys on him.
Yeah,
and
that was
I don't know if I think it might have been Tosin then actually who could have been more aware and seen that. I don't know because sometimes in matches, one thing I've noticed is it may be difficult to communicate because sometimes the defenders might not even hear you, even if you're 50 meter, well, I don't know how many meters away, 10 meters away. Like sometimes the crowd can be so loud, untimed communication, but you need to be more alert, need to be more aware. I think it was Tosin who could have noticed that because then if you noticed the 2 Liverpool players just sort of split. Curtis Jones went down the middle, who they obviously ended up passing it to, and then whoever was on the left, it might have been Gakpo, obviously held that position, and then Reece James was in no man's land, and no centre backs was even helping cover him. So, yeah, it's also about awareness from both. Like I said, I know that instance was Tosin, but even Colwill as well. Not happy with that.
Yeah. And thoughts on Maresca, because this is the second big game so far. Obviously, doesn't look for good reading. They lost 2, but
in both of those games we competed. Do you know what I mean?
But this is the thing. Like, I understand what you're saying, and I agree. But it's like, if we want to get to the stage of where we want to be back to, we have to win big games. Obviously, I know City and Liverpool is not the easiest.
Even away, just nick points off them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and this is the thing. It's like it was a better like the approach against City wasn't terrible. To be fair, I just don't think you should have started the front 3 together. But like, it was just like I don't know how much blame I can attribute to him for the goals conceded. Because
defensively, this was the worst we looked.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like we looked better, but defensively, this is the worst we looked. They were getting in.
One thing about Maresca I've noticed is, for the most part, though, he does identify where like we need to improve, where we need to like work on. So, for example, like I said, he noticed Sancho wasn't doing well, subbed him off straight away. Obviously, with Palmer, he should have subbed him off and whatnot, but he does pick up on that. I'll be real, the City game, actually, I don't even consider that. His first game for Chelsea, fair enough. Like, I don't even consider that, to be honest. But Liverpool could have got away with at least a point, man, which is a bit annoying. For me, it's going to depend on now the other results against top 6 teams. Because now, if this continues and we notice that he's still not picking up points and we keep saying, yeah, but we could have nicked a point, we done well, we just were unlucky. If after 10 games, obviously against a big 6, home and away, and we keep giving that excuse, then I'm going to be a bit more harsh on him. But for now, again, even him, I'm actually willing to give him a bit more time. I know, obviously I was vocal about not backing him, but I will give him a bit more time because I want to see how the other results now play out. Now, especially we've got a hard fixture list, how does he deal with this?
Yeah, because I feel like Liverpool did to us what we've been doing to teams.
Yeah.
We're not playing on the counter-attack, but we've been lethal in transition, and today we showed the weaknesses of our transition defending. Like, we're too narrow, we're not winning enough of the first balls.
Yeah.
So
Even the second balls as well.
Yeah, but when the ball initially breaks, we're not winning that. And then, like you said, we're not winning the second balls. And that's why we keep getting, we were just getting run through initially. And again, because everyone's so narrow, their wingers have got acres of space to operate in.
Maybe we just really miss Cucurella. Maybe we really
the thing is as well, it's like when teams sit deep as well, I like Jackson, but I keep saying next summer we have to get in a physical 9 who's good in the air, because we don't have that option. We just don't have that option. We can't just cross it in, because James is a good crosser. Palmer can whip a good ball in. You saw Neto as well. We ain't got anyone really to attack the ball like that. And that's my issue, especially in those big games. Like, Jackson did well, only opportunity, I think they had 2 shots, got 1 goal, which is good, but you're going to need someone a bit different in some of these games sometimes, and that's my thing. Because I know when we play Liverpool traditionally, we've had that high line to feast on, but it wasn't there today. It wasn't there today.
So not us.
Yeah. Before we end as well, James' first game back since Brighton, so since 4 months in the league. How did you guys think he fared?
I think he did well. He had his own.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Unfair. He did well, wasn't it? He could be proud of himself. 54 minutes? He did well.
Yeah, I think it was a good performance. I feel like having him back is a game changer for us.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we play teams who are supposed to be beating the lower block sides, I think having someone like him is a good asset to have. Not just because he's a good crosser, but I think in those half spaces a lot better than Gusto. So I think that can help us or benefit us a lot more. But yeah, like it just seems quite flat, guys. Like just, we've been riding high for a long time, and now we've like I ain't felt this since August.
Yeah, literally. And even as well, I mean, I know a lot of this we sort of said like before we linked up to watch the game, but you know, these past sort of 2 years, I've not really like been nervous going into any game because I just like, not that I don't care, but as in like it is what it is, whatever the result. I didn't have high hopes, but today I genuinely felt nervous. Like, you know, this could be a defining result, and I think that's why I'm a bit more annoyed about it, because you know that could have really changed, I think, the trajectory of the way the team was going.
Are you one of those people saying title charge?
No. It was never a title charge, but I feel like it's more for the confidence of the players.
No, of course.
However, I hope that they learn from this and they take this forward onto the next game, because like I said, I'm now more worried about our fixture list now, because this is our tough run.
Yeah, but that was like, it's Liverpool, man, at Anfield.
I hear that, but the way the game was going, like, I don't know, man.
You look at it like, okay, if that was at Stamford Bridge, we probably would have got the penalty.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they took like 10 minutes to give us Jackson's goal, which was definitely onside.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They were
So
trying
proud.
so hard. There were things that was like, okay, cool. Their player should have got yellow card. They didn't get yellow card. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, it's just fine margins, man.
Listen, I don't like using this as an excuse. We don't really do well at Anfield. So for me, it's just looking at the performance. Do we go overawed? How do we fare? And I don't think we...
Do you know why I had a slight bit of optimism though? Because this season, we've been doing well against our bogey teams. Wolves away, for example, we've done well. West Ham away, we've done well. These traditional sort of bogey teams. Anfield away, I thought, you know what? Like, this, if there was ever a moment in these past few years, it would be this year, from Tuchel onwards. Because we've been doing well against the teams that we've traditionally struggled against. Anfield, I know I hear, oh yeah, it is Anfield, but like we can't keep saying that every year, because then that's how we haven't beat them since, like I said, since COVID, that Mount goal.
With fans, the last time was 2015.
Jesus.
Then it was
Jesus,
it's
I
just fine margins.
was
Like,
in your
even,
10 then, fucking hell.
even when you look at it, yeah. No, man. Sorry, there was fine margins. It was just mistakes from us. They wasn't like, they didn't really like test Sanchez. Do you know what I mean?
But the
literally-
thing is,
that's
did we like Omar was saying, did we test Kelleher like that?
Yeah, true. And not just that, but it's these big matches, that's what it comes down to, fine margins.
Yeah.
Every big match is so overly tactical where it's literally the finest of margins.
You look at the City game, Haaland gets one opportunity, he scores
Goal.
his.
Yeah.
Jackson has his opportunity right in front of the
Yeah,
keeper. He does
yeah.
that,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
misses, and we lose. I mean, yeah, we lose. Today as well, like, to be fair, what's it called? Jones, clear-cut chance, he scores. Palmer has his chance, he misses. Like,
But my thing is just, no, man. I just feel like their penalty should have been a penalty. Do you know what I mean? We should have had a penalty. It's things like that. I feel like we were just unlucky. We were just unlucky today.
I know we were unlucky, but it's just something we have to learn from as well. Like, for me, I'd be more concerned if we lost this game and we didn't put up a fight. That's my swear, and that's
Like
why.
last year at
And that was my issue with Poch in a lot of our away matches. Like, okay, what's it called? Spurs we won, but circumstances. United didn't really put much of a fight. City, sort of like very well clinging on. Liverpool last year was really embarrassing considering we came off like 3 wins in a row. Like, we didn't have any.
What was the score?
4-1.
Yeah, we got slapped.
I didn't watch that game.
We got
No,
slapped.
listen, I missed gym to go to watch the game, and my gym partner was messaging me, was like, so you wasted your time doing this.
And that's when Nkunku, I don't know if you remember, he scored a
Yeah.
goal. He took it around 2 players, put it in the corner. He couldn't even celebrate with the balloon because he was like, it just didn't feel right. We were like 3 or 4-0 down.
Yeah, we're 3-0 down. And
Hugs.
the thing is, this is my thing. Like, last year, 31 shots conceded.
Yeah, it was something crazy. They just
Like,
peppered
didn't you hit the thing?
Darwin, I think, hit the bar a few times.
4 times.
Yeah, I remember.
So again, I know it's different manager and whatnot, but like,
Just fine
good.
margins.
For example, compare Caicedo today to last season at Anfield in terms of performance.
But I think that comes down to the setup from the manager.
That's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So like, we're coming. Like, listen, we're work in progress. So I know we're not happy. There'll be ups and downs, but the idea of the team is that when you have a down, you go straight back up immediately. Don't now go into Newcastle and feel sorry for yourself and drop points. Because if you now drop points against Newcastle, it's like, shit, like United.
Well, it's the FA Cup first. isn't it?
Yeah, Carabao Cup, yeah.
Oh, Carabao, sorry, Carabao.
But my main concern is the league because I want to get back to the Champions League as soon as possible. So our aim is just to listen. We're now sixth, just bounce back.
If we don't beat United, that's something.
But this is the thing now. United have seen that performance and they will do the exact same thing that Liverpool did.
Yeah.
They'll do
You know
same
United,
thing.
I've been saying
That's
this.
shit.
United are one of the best teams in the world at papering over cracks.
Yeah.
And especially against Chelsea, where, they might look like
Shit.
they're not doing well. They'll just turn up against us. Or we just won't take our
This
chances.
is my concern.
hit
It's
us
not.
on the break.
It's not even us breaking down the low blocks. It's just that we don't even have the option just to cross it in to cause a bit of havoc there because of who our striker is. That's my thing. It's honestly, it's a big thing. Like I don't like Kai, but at least you can swing the ball and he can get something on it.
Listen, maybe the scouts were cooking with Omarodian.
Get out. Get out.
Wait, why? He's Nigerian. You should
You're
know.
a heck, man.
Maybe they were cooking.
No, but he's Nigerian. He's been cooking.
He's been cooking for Porto.
Why don't you like Meridian? What's wrong?
Lips are dry.
Do you know what though? I'm not. Listen,
Put me off when I see those pictures.
I'm not even gonna cap. Before Porto signed him, yeah, I was on the fence of like we shouldn't sign him. I was like, I really don't want this to go through. Bruh, I'm not gonna lie to you, but the clips I was seeing, I was like,
The ball striking is worse than Jackson's fucking hell.
Bull's-
But I can't lie, he's got girth, man.
Yeah.
He's got girth. Fucking
it?
hell, fam. Do you see what he did to United against the Lit?
Yeah.
He swallowed him, fam. So yeah.
Well, Jackson needs to step up then. I'm sorry. He needs to
No,
step
but
up.
Jackson
He got his goal today, end of-
Jackson ain't got that in his game.
No, but he ain't got that, yeah.
He will never like. There's certain characteristics like you can't just develop bare strength. He ain't got it in his game. That's fine because what Jackson excels in, what I love about him is his agility.
Bro, on the
But
turn-
that half turn that he does. I get semi every time I watch that happen. And he did that to Konate today as well.
He always has joy against
Last
him.
season, was it at the bridge? He held his own against Van Dijk and them lot.
But
He
high-
has got
no,
strength.
but high line.
Yeah,
It's the
has
high
got
line.
strength. But I think what you're talking about is to the extent where you're a proper presence.
You see, like Drogba.
yeah.
Like Drogba, it didn't matter who you were, he'd make an impact on the game. Like you could be the strongest centre back in the world, he'd give you a long day.
Yeah,
and we just don't have that. Even with Costa as well, because like, listen, we're gonna play low blocks. I understand that, but you don't underestimate when you have a striker that can bully the centre backs, that can give them a long day.
No physical presence, man.
Because Jackson's good, but in the air, there's just no point in crossing to him, and that's the thing. We just don't have that option in attack anymore.
And saying that, our technically on paper, according to Maresca, our sub striker is technically Nkunku, and he has even less presence than Jackson as well. Especially like before this game, I was even saying, because there was a conversation, like I think we Reactionary Blues tweeted it as well. We put a poll out: who would you start? Is it Jackson or Nkunku? And knowing how physical Van Dijk and Konate is, I was on the fence of starting Jackson because he does better than Nkunku. So if we feel like Jackson doesn't have as much presence, Nkunku have even less against. And I know a lot of teams now have two big centre backs, but especially Van Dijk and Konate, I completely understand Jackson starting though.
Gabriel and Saliba.
And Saliba.
But
and Jackson holds his own against them. I can't lie to
It's
you.
not. Yeah, it's not to say Jackson doesn't hold his own. It's just that with the lack of aerial presence, you still have to remember what league we're in.
Yeah.
Like crossing is such a big part of the game. Like imagine you cross it, he competes, drop down, boom, you can get like a.
Because I was gonna say, I think Jackson's strength mainly comes down to, when he's got the ball.
Yeah.
For example, like he can hold off defenders whilst he's
Yeah.
dribbling because he's not tall, but for his height, he's actually got quite a low
He's
centre of
6'1".
gravity.
He's 6'1", you know.
It's crazy. His centre of gravity,
6'1", 6'2", I think.
his centre of gravity is
It's
quite
crazy.
low for someone of his height, which is really good. Which is why he's able to be more agile. And he's got strength, but it's more whilst he's on the turn, whilst he's playing. But in terms of in the box, when the ball's coming, and that's why he's not good aerially because he doesn't have that presence, which another striker could have. Which I understand now from that perspective. Having a depth player as a different option, but it comes down to remember.
Oh, I
I asked the
see you,
question-
man. Oh, I see you,
It
man.
was like, why did we buy Gui?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We just want to
Fair
flip him
enough.
to Strasbourg.
Fam, if we
Why
didn't-
did we bring in Felix? Let's just ask that question. Why did we bring in Felix, and why did we just bring it on Meridian?
I don't think that they're not the same. They're not the same, fam. What? Because
No, I'm
Felix
joking.
headed the ball, yeah.
I didn't do it against Forest.
Hey.
Leave it in cuckoo.
Leave it in cuckoo. Him. Hey, that guy.
Nah, but we've got 2 listeners' questions. Now that tweet about vanishing is still killing me. How can you remember to play football at
Nah,
Anfield?
he did really, really well.
No, but how can you remember to play football at Anfield? Because I see this guy coming, I was like, the fuck is he coming to do?
I was like, oh yeah.
Especially against Darwin, I was thinking, he might get clerked.
But yeah, Timmy asks, Do you think starting 2 players with minutes restricted had an impact on how disjointed we were in the second half? So he means Lavia and James. No, but the thing is, he means that because he had to bring on 4 subs and stuff. Because remember, we made a lot of subs.
No, because even then, look, James had a good game, Lavia had a good game, and when Enzo came on, I didn't even think Enzo did bad. When Gusto switched to the right, he wasn't bad, but like, I don't think that was a major concern. Because to me, the worst players on the pitch were players like Tosin, Colwill, Sanchez, your traditional starting player, other than Tosin, but your more traditional starting players. So I wouldn't really attribute it to that specifically, but maybe that could be a contributing factor, but I wasn't really...
Because the thing is, they always say the more subs you make, the more disjointed the game can be.
I don't think we were disjointed.
No, second half, towards the end.
Towards the end, I feel like... No, like we were creating chances.
Muds asks, who is our most important player and why, excluding Palmer?
Do you know what, right? I'm actually going to say Caicedo after this game, man.
Wow, guys, we've got it on tape. From Ugarte to Caicedo, from Ugarte to Caicedo, we thank God.
Like you said, yeah. Remember how they were doing it with Saul?
Yeah,
this is what they're doing with Caicedo.
No, I know what you mean. Like Caicedo, definitely Caicedo. I keep saying our midfield performance is dependent on if Caicedo's in the mood or not. Because if he's not, you're just gonna run through straight. If he is, you're gonna have a bat on your hand. Because like we said, everyone's talking Caicedo, Gravenberch. Caicedo ate him up. In my opinion, he ate him up. Both Lavia and him ate him up. But obviously we lost, so people aren't going to talk on it. But yeah, guys, we've lost now. We've got Newcastle back to back. This is time for the team to respond, because obviously after we got United and Arsenal. So how do you feel we are going to do in those games?
I feel like with the Newcastle one, was it Carabao Cup, that's going to be a completely different side, I think. We might even see the Sassy right back. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Sassy ball.
That one, I don't care. I'd like us to win, but I don't care. I just want us to win Newcastle home, Premier League, James, Cucurella, Palmer needs to step up. Do you know what I mean? Caicedo, let's see what he's on.
I know we'll probably build a different team, but I'm just going to quickly read out a few, because we're away for this first game. Newcastle at home have not been that amazing. So look, I'm going to read out their home results. So they lost to Brighton 1-0.
Apparently that was against Run the Play, to be fair to them.
They beat AFC Wimbledon 1-0 in the EFL Cup. They drew with Man City 1-1. They beat Tottenham 2-1, so it was a close game. They beat Southampton 1-0. Very close game. And that's their results at home.
Yeah, but we played them in the Carabao Cup.
But this is what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
I know it will be a different team, but what I'm trying to say is they haven't looked as amazing at home.
Mudryk has to show us something. And I feel like we'll see Dewsbury Hall, so he needs to show us something as well. We'll probably see Felix.
Yeah.
We've gone down to 6th in the table.
Yeah, because Villa and then Spurs.
No, Brighton.
Oh, Villa and Brighton.
Yeah, I can't believe you actually did that. I hate Liverpool fans so much. But yeah, that brings us to the end of our pod. Like we said, we are sponsored by Footsap, which is a dedicated footballing app that can help you organise both 11-a-side games, 7-a-side games. So follow Footsap. We will put that down in the link below when we tweet it out. But yeah, guys, it's been an okay pod. We lost. Listen, the mood's down, man. But we go again next week. Yeah, follow us on socials at Reactionary Blues on Twitter and on Instagram. Yeah.
Quick score predictions now? Quickly?
I predict
for both games.
Okay. 2-0 both games.
To
Chelsea.
Allow it, man.
But I've got a headache.
I'm going to say...
I can't believe you did this. Oh my God.
I'm going to say 2-1 Newcastle in the St. James Park and then 1-1 at Stamford Bridge.
Really? You don't think we'll beat them at Stamford Bridge?
I think the heads will drop.
Nah, I believe in this team. Mentality has changed. We're going to beat Newcastle 3-0.
Who are you and what have you done with Feyi?
Premier League.
Who are you and what the fuck have you done with Feyi?
Mentality has changed, man. Mentality shift.
We'll see.
But yeah, safe.